Hi guys, one more time here, and I want to talk about Kineza and how she compares to other popular fighters, for example Wrath, stuff like Deimos, maybe even some Legos. So let's start with the epics. So Kineza compared to Deimos. So I would say Deimos is a lot better for GB. He requires a lot less to actually function. You only need him a5 and he will be a great choice for a very long time for any guild boss teams from Nightmare 1 to Nightmare 4. And I would place Deimos higher than Kineza for GB, but for artifact I think Kineza is better. Same for campaign. Those are mostly the places where Kineza is used. And in arena, I think Kineza is better in arena than Deimos in both single target probably and in sustain DPS for sure. So let's move on. How good is she compared to something like Wrath that everyone gets a free copy of? I think she might do better damage on GB than Wrath, but again, Wrath is easier to set up. You get a free copy of him, he is a lord, and he scales really nicely into artifact, into campaign. Void Rift might be a bit rough for both, but Wrath has a lot of self-sustain with his A5, and Kineza only has her dodge mechanic. And for arena, I think Wrath is better in both sustained and single target, but Kineza might be better in sustained arena. Let's move on. How good is Kineza compared to something like a Valeria? So Valeria is straight up just better. Valeria is an absolute monster with her passive. On GB she is better, on Void Rift she is better for her unyielding state in her ult when she dies. In arena she is a monster in both sustained and single target, and she is also usable in Gear A2 and in artifact to speed clear the raid really efficiently. So if you already have Valeria and other stuff, I wouldn't bother with Kineza at all. And that's about it for Valeria. How good is she compared to something like a Lugaru, the special ancient summon chaotic nightmare fighter? Well, I can't really tell. Not many people are running Lugaru, not many people have him, but he has bleed for GB. He deals decent damage, he has more damage in arena, but I haven't seen much of Lugaru in GB or in arena. But he's a solid pick by all means. He deals a lot of damage with his ult proc and has 2 tile range. He also might be better for GVG, but not for Void Rift. They're both suck there, I would say. A-bomb, I would say she's better for A-bomb than A-bomb on GB. Better in arena, I would say on single target for sure, probably on DPS. In Void Rift, I wouldn't use either. What else is there? A-bomb has uses on artifacts, and with Kineza. Kineza might be worse since A-bomb is hitting forward while hitting enemies behind him. Applies burn. So yeah, they might be either equal or A-bomb is better on artifact. Arrogance is arguably the best fighter in the game. He brings so much utility, so much damage, burning, GB damage, everything range. She cannot compare to Arrogance in any case, so if you have Arrogance, congrats. She is better than Kineza. Moving on. Yeah, Volka is basically a A1 champ. I wasn't really bothered with Volka being better than Kineza. And Salazar is absolute single target monster, useful in single target, sustained arena, in Void Rift to burst Lasir or Torodor or any bosses. He is better on Artifact with his ultimate, basically slashing the enemy. Enemy cells are down to half HP or killing him instantly. He applies a lot of bleed with his A0, also more with A1, and he's for sure better for GB than Kineza since he brings the useful bleed debuff. And that's about it for Kineza compared to other fighters. I mean, she's a good fighter, good pick. If you like fighters, she's nice, but she can't really compete with stuff like Zilly2. Also, yeah, Zilly2 is another GB single target focused magic monster that dominates basically everything, much better than Kineza. Same stuff, huge range. So Kineza can't really compare to Zilly2 Arrogance. But she's better than some things like A-Bomb, probably Lugaru. But she's also worse than Vrah, I would say, and a bit better for demos in weird circumstances. Yes, I can speak properly. Circumstances. So that's about it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Drop a like, a sub. Goodbye and take care.